Welcome back, everyone, to the Weekly Weeb. I'm Full Animix.
And I'm Hugo.
And we're back again looking at spring 2024. It's been here for a little bit, and we've got our little thoughts of it. I think pretty much everything so far has come out. The only things that haven't come out are Demon Slayer and MHA 7. And I think that's it. So we've got a bit of a catalog to go off of. I have like 4 shows. Hugo probably has 15, and we're gonna jump straight into it.
I'm gonna have to break the honest news to you and the people now, mate. I might have 15 for sure. I still have that weeby kind of shit going on, but it's so little of spring this week. I don't know what it is. I've been on like a nostalgia watch more than anything.
I mean, that's fair enough.
Yeah, no. Do you want to know what I started off watching right after we recorded the last episode?
What?
I rewatched all of Oshinoko.
Bro, you've still got like 3 more months to watch that shit.
I know, but you remember how like we just came in and I couldn't stop kind of like just singing Idol away to myself? Well, I thought, well, there's only one way to deal with this problem. I'll just rewatch all of fucking Oshinoko. Eventually then I won't want to sing the song anymore. And to be honest, I have come out feeling a lot better because of it. So if you ever do find yourself earwormed by that song, just go and watch the whole fucking thing. It'll make you feel fine afterwards.
Yeah, watching Oshinoko will make me feel fine. All right.
Yeah, it's great.
Yeah, it's a great time.
That
Depression
first episode.
and all that.
Oh. Quality.
I mean, we could talk about Oshinoko because we've got season 2 coming up.
Yeah, I mean, that was kind of the other reason I think I watched it, was because I was like, well, season 2 is coming up, and honestly, I couldn't remember where they had left it off. I just kind of remembered the general like kind of storyline of it. So I was like, if I watch it now, then I'm like, in 3 months' time, I probably won't need to sit down and rewatch it again, because I'll just be like, I don't know, I kind of remember where we are, like the whole two and a half D, whatever the fuck 2.5D is, 2.5D cinema experience they're doing, or play, or whatever the fuck it is.
Yeah, they're doing a play.
Yeah,
so
that's 2.5 dimensions.
Interesting, I guess.
Well, I think it's like that's the whole, like, that's going to be the whole thing of finding, like, dad and all that shit in it. Like, we're going to find out who Aqua's daddy is and see how he handles it. And see if he guts him or some shit like that.
The whole show is basically just daddy issues.
It's daddy issues and a sister complex.
He had a mum complex, and then once the mum was out of the picture, he then had a dad complex.
I was going to say, yeah, no, Freud would be having a fucking field day with this. Like, I mean, honestly, he's the complex of everything.
I've said this. Well, I haven't said it publicly on my own channel, but I've always thought that the first episode of Oshinoko was perfect. Like, there's not. I like it when studios can experiment with the length of an episode, because this isn't the first time we've seen it. Demon Slayer have popularized this by making like hour-long first episodes, which I think benefit the show a lot and gets you hooked into it. But that extra 20 minutes of like prologue is actually kind of essential. Like, you get so much backstory and you just know everything. You're going into the rest of the 10 episodes knowing what the goal is, and I think it does that really well.
Yeah, that's like the whole. I think that's why you're always kind of latched to it. It's like, I think that's why I want other anime to always just kind of do what Oshinoko did and give me like a big first episode. Just be like, give me something that makes me go, shit, I need to sit down and watch this now. Like,
I don't know. I feel it's tough for shows to make, just to do an hour in general. Like, I feel like some shows couldn't do that.
I mean,
Like, personally, I think an hour-long episode of MHA would not be that good.
No. The problem with MHA
but an hour-long episode of Mushoku Tensei, that shit would fucking slap.
Same Magnifique would be. See that? Like,
okay, maybe we just hate MHA, but
I will.
But even like for like One Piece, I probably wouldn't like an hour-long episode of One Piece.
I'd like an hour-long summarization of One Piece, if that's possible. Just like 1 hour that catches me up to wherever the fuck it is now.
No, you need like 4.
4 hours is a lot of time, really, in my opinion.
Well, that's like watching the Batman and like all the behind the scenes.
I don't watch that.
Too bad.
I got anime. To be fair, for Batman-related animes, there is that new the Suicide Squad Isekai coming out this year as well, which does look. I quite like the look of it.
Which one?
The Suicide Squad Isekai.
Oh yeah, that shit looks fire. That's coming out July.
I was gonna say June, July, innit? So yeah, no, I'm looking forward to that when that finally fucking hits, like, because that does look. Like I
think DC could get really creative with anime. They could get pretty stupid because they've done anime before. There's like a Batman Ninja anime.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
I've seen that. I've never watched it, but I've seen it like around the place. They could get pretty stupid and kind of experiment with it because that's what animation is for. It's for experimenting with IPs and just kind of going batshit crazy.
Yeah. And like, I think to be fair, superhero stuff's always had the better chance if it goes like more down the route of animation anyway, because it doesn't look as bad as CG when you do live action, and it allows, in my opinion, for a better kind of suspension of disbelief on it all. Like, I can watch the Flash in cartoon and be like, well, yeah, he's the world's fastest man, no need to question it. Whereas like when you see it all in real, like in like 3D animations and things like that, it always just looks so crap. Anything when it comes out to like being real world and like, oh well, he needs to run fast and we'll have to animate all of it, and it's like, but it looks so fucking shit when you do that.
I mean, I've never seen CW's Flash. I've wanted to, but I don't really want to watch 13 seasons of a guy just going fast, but he needs to go faster every season.
What are you trying to say?
Did I get that plot down?
Pretty much. Sometimes he can't go fast at all.
Is it actually just called Too Fast, Too Furious?
It fucking feels like it sometimes. Like, I really like that show though. Like, the CW Flash was like one of those shows I just for some reason really enjoyed watching. But like, it is just let's go faster. Like, that is all it ever fucking is. It's like, oh, even though I already run at the speed of sound, apparently now I need to run faster than time itself. And it's like, well, that's just not gonna. I'll do it anyway.
I think the thing that makes the Flash show, well, I've never seen it, but I'm assuming, is that he always faces villains that also have a speed gimmick. Pretty much. It's not that entertaining if you just have one guy who's really fast versus another guy who's really fast, and you just have to wait and see who the faster person is.
Oh no, like, dude, literally it was like the first season you got the Reverse Flash, that's your enemy. Like the second season you had like another variant of the you had like another Reverse Flash essentially called Zoom, I think. Then it's like the third season comes around. I think the third season might have been, if I'm remembering the order of this correctly, it might have been the only one without a speedster as an enemy, which was like DeVoe, who's just a super genius. That was probably their best season. And then it went back to, and then we had Savitar, who's just Barry Allen from the future, killing other people. Like, it's just, every single enemy was always speedy, and it's like, you get kind of bored of it. But the one time they went with, actually, what about like just a super genius as a villain? You're like, god damn, he's a good villain. That's a good season. Like, that was good.
Yeah,
it made him think it wasn't just about speed.
Yeah, and that's also something that happened with Invincible. I've watched the first 4 episodes of season 2. I haven't watched the other ones, but a lot of people complained about when Invincible started versing other Viltrumites, which is basically, you know, have you seen Invincible?
I've seen the first season. I haven't actually seen the second one yet.
Yeah, so it's basically Superman on Superman action, and it's just Zack Snyder bullshit all over my screen, and you know, it's fine, but it's not personally something I enjoy. I There was also like a little short showing like Adam Eve, and it was like her origin story, and it had like some of the most creative fights I've seen, and I was like going like, damn, this shit slaps. I like this. And then it's just back to two strong people punching each other. It's just like, ugh. Yeah. That's like what I mean. I feel like just doing a lazy trope of someone having the same abilities as yours and just them being better and then you having to better yourself in order to defeat it is just kind of lame. It's done so often. I'm sick of it. It's stupid. And I hate it.
But we all know the best enemy is just another version of ourselves. Like,
well, just do some inner demon bullshit. Don't just bring a doppelganger into it.
Nah, doppelganger's easier to explain to the children.
It's me, but bad.
Yeah, because if you said, oh no, it's his inner demons, they'd be like, wait, what the fuck is an inner demon?
It's me, but I'm coincidentally all dressed in black.
It's just me, but I stood in a mirror for this shot.
It's me, but I've got fucking eyeliner on.
I put my hair down.
We're describing Spider-Man 3.
Oh, I fucking love Spider-Man 3. It's my favourite Spider-Man film.
It's fucking hilarious.
That original Sam Raimi Spider-Man 3 is still probably one of my favourite Spider-Mans, just because they were all coming out when I was growing up, so like they were peak fiction at the time. And they're awful looking back at them, but fuck it, I love them still.
They were not my first Spider-Man.
Who was your... Oh no, it was your first Spider-Man, Andrew Garfield?
Yeah.
Oh no, I'm so sorry. You didn't deserve that.
Well, I didn't have access to them.
You needed...
I couldn't watch them.
You needed Sam Raimi and his Spider-Man.
No, I needed Blockbuster, but when I needed it most, it vanished.
I mean, to be honest, I'm surprised Blockbuster aren't still going in Australia.
No, they're not.
It feels like you're 25 years behind, so they should only about now be going bust.
I'm 99% sure there's only one Blockbuster in the entirety of Australia.
Oh, fucking hell. Is there actually still a Blockbuster?
I think so. Let me Google it.
I fucking hope so. And I do hope it's like somewhere... I hope it's in Western Australia. I hope it's over in Perth. Perth feels like the place that belongs... that should have a Blockbuster.
Oh, no. It's gone.
Oh, no.
Oh, no. Anyway,
onto the world of fucking good cultured content.
You know what happened actually? The last time I ordered from Blockbuster, I ordered Need for Speed Most Wanted. Then they closed, and then I just kept it.
I mean, when? That's good. That's a good win.
Yeah, no, we got Most Wanted on the Xbox 360. Man, that made my
investment.
Day. Yep.
So say, yeah, no, like what, $4 for like you borrow it for the week and then boom, all of a sudden, free game. Good deal, good deal.
I mean, I didn't even get to pay for it because you just borrow it and then you have to pay for it when you get it back.
Yeah, fuck. Yeah, no wonder it was a
which is
company
just stupid.
that never had a chance.
in hindsight,
Yeah,
that's the
broken.
stupidest thing ever. Why don't you just pay before you borrow it?
So that's it. I think there was only ever like one Blockbuster near me growing up, and they went bust by the time I was like 12. My older brother used to go there all the fucking time, but I never did. So it's one of those where I'm like, I never realised that you didn't pay until you returned it.
That's
That's
dumb.
how you commit robbery, nice and easy. Yeah, it's only for a DVD, but there's a lot of Blockbusters.
You could just like fucking start a new life and just borrow half of Blockbuster. That's probably why they went out of business.
I was going to say, you could probably scam Blockbuster into financing your life. Just keep going into a different Blockbuster. Take a load of DVDs, just sell them online.
Yep.
Be like, I'm a millionaire, what'd you do? I robbed every Blockbuster in the UK.
And I fucking got away with it.
But off the terms of Blockbuster...
back to anime.
Back to the anime. You'll be happy to hear, finally finished Classroom of the Elite.
Yay.
And it was good. I did enjoy it. I'm like quite excited for a new season to come out for it. I think like the whole... I quite liked when Ai and Koji was just like, no, I accept. I'm going back there, so I'm just going to enjoy these 3 years, and it was quite like a nice thing of like it built towards the next story very well, in my opinion. Like it's like, all right, cool. So we're gonna start really fucking hammering in on this White Room shit now, are we?
Yeah, I want to see more of that.
Yeah, no, because like it was. I think episode 12 was it I was watching, and I was kind of like, this is kind of feeling a bit mid-ish. But like episode 13 did pull it back quite well. I liked the whole like he's now dating what's her name?
Dumb bitch face.
That dumb blonde bitch from his class. Little Miss Easy to Manipulate.
Yep.
And like part of me was sat there like, I like you regardless, but the other part of me was like, but what a dick move. Why manipulate such a poor young girl like that, Ayana Koji? Like, you got...
I don't know. He's pulling the ladies.
Why you gotta be a dick? Yeah, he's pulling bitches, so why has he gotta manipulate this one woman who didn't need to like him just because he was like, no, I'm gonna make her like me, just so I can break her later. Like...
The thing, I don't know. That's the one thing, that's also another thing that I notice as well. They're back in 1D now. So the Class D now. And that's just kind of like resetting the status quo. So I don't know how I feel about that.
Yeah, I did kind of think, because I was like, if the whole point is in 3 years he wants to be in like 3A, then why? Like, you're essentially going to make it where like his second year he's got to get it into Class B, and then for his third year he might make it to A. But
yeah, like they talk about it in passing dialogue. Like the teacher goes like, I know you guys are back down to D, but you've grown so much. I'm like, well, why don't they get fucking rewarded for that? Like, why are they still in D? Like fucking like strong other guy, what is his name, Ryuden or something?
Oh, the fucking blonde one who does nothing helpful, Ryusui.
No. The guy from Class C.
Oh, fuck. Yeah. It is Ryunin, I think.
Yeah, like, he just like, behind the scenes, off screen, and got back to Class C. I'm like, what the fuck happened?
Yeah, like, it did feel like there was
I don't know, it's not, with a bit of a retrospective, it's not really a rewarding ending, but it was still good. Like, I enjoyed the whole season. It's just, I don't know.
Felt like a little left behind almost with the end.
Yeah, I think it would have been better, I think, maybe if they left it off with like stakes or something, like it ending with them getting together is just kind of weird. Like, they didn't really set up for anything. Well, not anything, everything, but like, I think you could have had a more climactic ending, I feel like, because if you're setting up for another season, I'd want to see that. But at the same time, we don't know if there's going to be another season. We might get another 8-year gap. God forbid we don't. It's just, yeah.
Yeah, to be fair, I do think, like, if they were going to do anything with this 13 episodes, like, by the time you've gotten to, like, the end of episode 11 and the testing's pretty much all done, and, like, well, the testing is done by episode 11, like, I think that was part of the reason I just didn't finish it so quickly, because I was like, well, by episode 11, like, tests are done. They've lost, so we know what's going to happen. They're not going to start building up too much in the next 2 episodes. So it's like, I think they could have...
I feel like you could have built up for something.
Yeah, I think they should have used it really to, if anything, maybe build the backstory of, like, the main, like, class like 1A's female antagonist, the one who's, like, believes herself as smart as Ayano Koji. Like,
yeah,
I think that they should have, like, if anything, use those 2 episodes to kind of build up, because we get the glimpses, so we know that she knows who he is and has known from the start, and we know that, like, she herself is a smart chick, but it's like, but what the fuck is this all for? Is this just to prove that she's smart? Like, is there greater meaning behind all? It just feels like they could have done more to build up at least her, so that if we go into another season in 2 years' time, we've got good, like, starting foot.
Yeah, it's just... Yeah, it ended a little bit more flat-footed than I thought it would be. It's a bit unfortunate, but I would still give it like a high ranking show. I think I would still leave it in like A tier. I still think it's better than 60% of the shows that I watched, but it was still good. It was still a good time. I liked the conflict between Class C and Class A when they got up to Class C, and just all that. And it was good. It was a good show.
Yeah, no. Overall, still I'd say still like an A tier for me. But it was one of those just like, but yeah, no, they just missed the mark where I think they could have pushed themselves up just to that kind of S tier anime of like, that's how you finish it off. Give me something that makes me go, fuck, I want to come back for this. Like, most anime leaves me feeling like I want another episode next week. That one kind of just left me feeling like, cool. If the story ended there, I don't think I'd feel lost.
Yeah.
Like, I would miss the show, but it's like, like, you've kind of almost just neatly packaged everything up under the idea it's not going to carry on, just in case it doesn't. And I'm like, yeah, you got to do what you got to do, you know? Don't want to end on the worst note possible and then be like, fuck, we never got to redo it. But at the same time, it's like, build some hype.
True, the show didn't end in a bad way. Yeah.
Like, it definitely didn't end badly. It just didn't end beautifully. Like, I didn't sit there going, fuck, need more now. Let me rewatch all 3 seasons just so I can fucking get some more of that Ayano Koji action. Like,
I guess maybe it could be because, like, we just don't know there's a season 4. Because I know when season 2 finished, there was already a season 3 announced. Like, it was almost back-to-back seasons, basically.
Yeah.
Because I think season 2 finished at the start of last year, and then we had this one at the end of the like poggers. So it was like a 1 year gap, which I think was pretty good.
Yeah, and like I do hope there's a new season. I hope it will kind of carry on all the way through to their 3rd year, but at the same time with anime, God knows, that could be like a 12-year timeline we're setting out hopes for there.
Yeah, who fucking knows?
Like, my kids will be in secondary school by the time they finally finish Classroom of the Elite. Like, that's not a good sign.
Dad, what's this? Who's Ayano Koji?
My dad's coming in with like mental fucking mathematics, and I'll be like, no, son, it's all about Ayano Koji. You need a classmate like that to ask. But I mean, I was gonna say I did also finish off Hokkaido Girls this week. Finally, I watched those last 2 episodes, and because have you watched any of it? You haven't, have you? It's where you say you binged all of it.
Do you want to know what I did?
What did you
do? You want to know what I skipped episode 5 and watched the last episode. It didn't end in a good way. Like, let's be honest.
Yeah, so
it was shit.
The thing is, there was a point, if you'd watched it all the way through, there was a point like episode 11 that I will say, I think if they were gonna do the shit they did, I get why they did it. I like the story and all that, but there was like just this one part, like fucking 18 minutes into episode 11, where they're like out at this fucking park looking at the cherry blossoms. There's a live band performing and they start playing the intro for the show. And like they do like the full 3-minute set, and like I sat through that and thought, fuck, is that the end of the episode? Was about to click away, and then they started talking again. And I was like, yeah, that wasn't the end of the episode. It's just a random 3 minutes in the fucking episode for some reason where we got that. And I was like, I fucking swear to God, I thought the episode had ended.
And just plays the opening.
Yeah. Yeah, that's it. I was like, who the fuck plays? I was like, that would have been the way to end this show today, guys. Like, that's how you end this episode. But I was like,
that's how you edge an anime fan right there.
Oh, that was, mate, honestly. Like I said, I nearly clicked off thinking that was the end of the episode. Didn't know there was like 5 minutes left still. So I then realised, I was like, shit, I've got 5 minutes of this still I need to watch. Watch that. Yeah, alright. And like,
dude, that's like when you watch a bad movie and then you see the climax and then like the couple kiss and then you check how long is left and there's like 20 minutes and you go like, wait a minute.
What the fuck else do you have else to show me now? Like,
something is amiss here.
But like the 12th episode was like kind of just almost like your basic fucking rom-com condensed into a half hour.
This is exactly how I predicted the show would end. Exactly.
What in a fucking airport telling her how he loves her. For her to then just be like, oh no, I'm not going away for ages. Just, yeah. Like, well, I don't think he tells her he loves her. I think he just tells her he'll miss her.
Yeah.
Because he runs to the airport.
And then she just comes back.
To the airport.
Like, just...
Oh, yeah, no.
Just nothing happens.
She's like, Tsubasa, it's going to be 2 weeks. And you're like... You've cucked me as well, show. Fuck my phone. You cucked me as well, show. All right, like, I thought this was going to be the end, and it was going to be this big dramatic thing, and like, God, I would have looked forward to a big dramatic end. And then you're like, no, she'll be back in 2 weeks, silly. Don't worry. And you're like, oh, wow.
Dude, that fucking sucks, man.
Why couldn't you just...
So
why couldn't you
lame.
end it on her going away for a year? Like, I thought his little speech and everything, the whole, like, I'll wait no matter how long. I was like, that's a good fucking speech. Like, man's laid the law. He's done it. He's like, nah, I like you. And then you guys, like, cuck him and go with, oh, no, she's only going away for 2 weeks. She'll be back in 2 weeks. And carry on the day-to-day. I'm like, no, you could have fucking ended this so well. And, like, if you wanted to then have her come back, just do a fucking time skip of 3 years or something and have her return and be like, Tsubasa, hey.
Dude, more rom-coms need to do time skips, man. I've preached this. Every single time I watch fucking rom-coms, they never do a time skip.
Rom-com anime
bro, you are missing out on content. People want to see this. People want to see the ring on the fingers lady. That doesn't make sense. They just want to see it.
They want to see it on the
Men
fingers
are
lady.
fucking simple. People are simple. They just want to see a happy ending. That's all they want. They just want to see it. They just don't want them to fucking hold hands and kiss once for 12 episodes.
Yeah, and like especially for anime. Do you know how fucking depressing most of the shit we watch is? Like, when I come for a rom-com, I want to see a happily ever after. All right, it's not a happily ever after if he gets to grips her hand and fucking give her a kiss. Like, come on, that's just a fucking schoolboy crush. I want to see if he's fallen in love. Is he happy? Do they have kids? Do they have a house? Do they live somewhere nice? Like, these are questions I have about these characters you've made me invest 6 hours of my life into.
That's exactly what I mean. You've made us invested in these shitty characters. Make us get the payoff. I want to get paid.
Yeah, it's honestly, it's kind of like my point that I made about Buddy Daddies, like all the way back in our first ep. Like, part of the reason that I liked it so much was because at the end of Buddy Daddies, they at least do, like, here's a 10 years time skip. They've both stopped being fucking killers now and run a cafe. Like, she's grown up and off in school and is happy and whatnot. We don't know if... I assume she still doesn't know her mum is actually dead, but that doesn't matter really to the story. Like, it's just one of those where you're like, but... that was a nice ending. Like, give me everything I want. I've invested my time with these characters. I want to see, do they at least get to live a good life after this? Did they kill their entire friends' family and like everyone they know for the right reasons? Because otherwise, like, what the fuck? All right, like, cool. So they might they might live happily ever after. One of them might get a coke problem in 5 years' time. How am I meant to know?
I want to see it.
Yeah, if he's gonna go off the rails, I want to see it.
If he goes into rehab, I want to be there every second.
Honestly, there is a studio somewhere that could just make a lot of shows just doing one episodes of sum ups for what happened 10 years later. That guy there would be a fucking millionaire in my books. I don't watch all this shit. I need these shows finished off. Just give me the last episode that they never gave me.
I mean, I'm somewhat of a romance connoisseur. This is why I like quintuplets a lot. Even though it's like a harem, it's mostly a rom-com. Like, it's mostly a romance. And you get a time skip. Because at the start of the show, at the very start, the first thing that you see in this anime, you see him get hitched. And I'm like, okay, we're cooking. And at the end, you get a time skip and they're married. That's all I need. That's all I want. And then some shows just fucking kid out on it. And I'm like, get over yourself. You have the budget. You have the time. Make it work.
Yeah, no, like, it is one of those where I'm like, for a lot of shows, especially with anime, I'm like, I don't feel like it ever feels like it's something they can't do. Like, you just need like you could do a fucking 10-second still, and I'd probably be happy for the most part, even if your time skip was literally just like that. Or if your outro was just a bunch of fucking like especially for rom-com shit. Like, if you just did like loads of photos of their lives going through for the credits, like I could almost accept that. But it's just the cut and dry cut off of it, where it's like, no more. It's done. They kissed. You're like, oh.
I'm gonna say something pretty hot. You know, it's gonna be a bit spicy. I don't like Naruto.
You don't like Naruto?
Content. I don't like Naruto. I think it's not my cup of tea. All right, I don't like it. I like some of the things in it. I don't like the anime as a whole. There is the movie, the last movie. It's literally called Naruto: The Last Movie. I'm pretty sure. Where it is actually the last movie. It's like Naruto Shippuden the last movie or something like that. And in the fucking Hinata's like fucking moon goddess and all that stuff, and then she gets brainwashed and all that, and then through some Deus Ex Machina, Naruto realizes that Hinata likes him, and then they end up together. But at the very end, you get like 30 seconds. You get like 30 seconds of Naruto and Hinata with baby Boruto and Hinata, and I'm like, damn. This show made me get in the feels right at the very end. And that's all I need. That's literally all I need. I just need just a minute of happiness and fulfillment at the very end, knowing that everything ended up okay. That's all I want.
Yeah, it is. Like, you've watched them fight for it. You just want to know if they actually get it. Like, for some reason, anime seems to always feel like it forgets that, like, we're watching them fight for something. Let me actually see them get that thing.
Yeah,
like,
and
let me see them achieve.
Let's be real. Let's be real for a second. Most of the rom-coms where they just end up together and stuff, they probably just break up.
Oh, 100%. You do look at them and you're like, man, that relationship wouldn't last.
And then I think to myself, well, that was all for nothing. All right, they break up, and since you don't show us in a future where they're married and have kids, I'm assuming that they break up. And it's your fault because you didn't show me.
And, like, it's not even that we want to think this negatively, but it's like, have you watched any other anime? Of course you have to think negatively. When the fuck does anything good ever happen here? Like, it's always fucking bad. It's always painful for someone. So the main character's going to suffer more.
Everyone's always so open about their emotions. Something's always going to go wrong.
Yeah, exactly. Like, these people don't know how to keep it in.
But yeah, Hokkaido Girls, yeah, just, yeah.
I would say show. Like it was a good show. I enjoyed it, but that last episode could have been better. And fuck that 11th episode for making me nearly miss like 5 minutes of story by putting in a random fucking OP music video essentially halfway through the fucking episode. Like, I should think that that's not the fucking end of it. Like, the fuck? When do you focus on a fucking band in an anime that's got fuck all to do with this anime? Oh, man. Jesus Christ.
It's like, oh, this band's really good, and then it just plays the outro.
Yeah, it's like, I'm not watching fucking Bocchi. I'm not here for band rock music, so why all of a sudden have I just got, like, these fucking band members on a stage at this area that you've gone to that are singing the OP? Like, are you just telling me you couldn't afford any other music? Because I'm fine with that, but just don't make that the fucking center point of this. Like, this music is for ending the show or starting the show. It is not for in the middle of the show.
Yeah.
But, like I said, past that, I think it was good. The ending could have been a bit better. Like, it part of me's like, I think it left me wanting to see a new episode, but just because I'm like, it just feels like it didn't end on anything. Like that
Yeah,
last
it's a
episode
bit-
of I'm going away, I'm leaving and all that. So it's like, it just felt like a generic episode. A bit of conflict that was in the middle, and then he fucking goes, makes a fool of himself, and boom, here we are back to square one. Another Monday morning in class. Like,
yeah. This
could've-
is the one thing that a lot of anime just don't really consider. A lot of these like 12 episode shows always just have to go back to like the status quo, and I'm sick of it.
Yeah.
I'm over it. The reason why popular shows like Slime, Mushoku Tensei, Demon Slayer, My Hero Academia, Konosuba, One Piece, I'm naming the top shows right here, but they just have a fucking plan. They have an idea. They have a destination to get to. They have a goal. Fucking One Piece to get the One Piece, you know? Fucking Slime to build a nation so he can live freely. Fucking Rudy just living his best life. Don't know what the fuck's going on with Demon Slayer, but anyway, they just
Keep
all have
Nezuko
like
alive.
ideals. They just have ideals to get to. Fucking even Konosuba, like in a way, has that as well. It's just
She
these
wants to be able to
one
use
shot.
explosion magic.
Yeah, obviously. These one-shot isekai romance shitty shows never have a fucking idea about longevity. They just always go like, oh, this is our chance. We have to make our mark because that's it. Whereas they don't really see past that. Fuck, even Data Live has done that. Data Live has been around for 5 seasons, and it's just because they have, like, unlimited amount of waifus. Like, they could just keep going if they wanted to.
I mean,
But even that in itself it's a goal in a concept. Whereas some of these shows, like, I feel like I couldn't see another episode of like fucking, I don't know. I couldn't see another season of Hokkaido Girls personally.
see, that's the thing, is I'm like, I don't feel like it did well enough for another season. But
No, because it doesn't. They
I'm
don't.
sat there like, but I
They
need
don't
another
think
episode.
they're gonna get another second season. They just
like-
don't have that mindset.
Yeah, to be fair, do you know what I think always gripes me the most about this? Is like, so many shows do this, but the structure of an episode is like designed in a way that always makes you to want to come back for the next episode, because like they do the climax in the middle of it more often than not. Like, especially within like shonen and shit, like the fights are always in the middle, done by the 3/4 point, starting the next fight by the end of the episode. And it's like, why is it that you guys understand the best way to write a story in like a 30-minute segment, but over the 6-hour segment you haven't considered it once? Like, you always seem to just be like, once we get to the end, we're at the end, and it's like, but what happened
Yeah,
next?
like,
what am I looking forward to? What am I here for?
Yeah, like, that's what Mushoku Tensei did the best. Like, hands down. Like, you finish that first season, and shit just hits the rails. And you're like, oh my fucking god. What is gonna happen? I need to watch the rest of this. And now we're on, like, season 2. And we still need to know more. There's still unanswered questions.
Yeah.
And it just keeps building itself up. There's so many layers, man. I could geek out on Mushoku Tensei, honestly.
I mean, to be fair, I obviously watched the latest episode. You not yet. So I won't throw
been a
all
long
the
day.
spoilers at you for it.
I mean, I've read it.
Oh,
I've read the.
fair enough. You know everything then. That episode.
I haven't
we
read
just did.
everything, but I've read basically everything in this arc.
So that episode that just aired, episode like 14, is like the first episode with a fight scene since Bodyguardy arrived.
Yeah.
And I've got one question about that entire fight scene, which is, when the fuck did Rudius learn to fight with a sword so capably?
When he was training with his dad.
Yeah, but he's always shown he's not that good. Like, swordsmanship just isn't his thing. Like, he understands it, but he beat Luke in a fight. And you're telling me like one of the top
he was also
men.
he was also versing Eris as well.
Yeah, but still, are you telling me that that's just how shit Luke is? Like they've almost left him in this like little shroud of mystery for so long as to like how capable he really is.
To be fair,
like,
Luke is kind of just fucking irrelevant. Like you don't really see him after this.
Oh, but he's like my favorite character.
No, he's not.
He's one of my favorite characters.
Why?
Solely for the fact he gave Rudy the magic juju juice that he needed. That's a hero. If I've ever had one. Right? He wasn't a fan of this boy. He thought he was a bit of a douche. Right? And then he heard, no, he's impotent. And his heart sank. That man has compassion. And what was the first thing he did? He went, wait here a second. Ran back to his room, got some fucking Viagra, and went, here. Now it's like 6 million a bottle for this shit at this point, because the place that made it, boom, gone. But I'll give it to you free of charge so you can get your rocks off with that boy. I'm like, that man's a hero to anyone, alright? Like, that's the man that's the best wingman no one ever asked for.
True.
That's why I love him. That's why he's my like favorite character from Mushoku Tensei, because he was like, nah. He's like, I didn't like him, and then I heard your dick don't work, and my heart just went, nah. I've been too harsh to him. My man's going through some serious shit.
But so, yeah, to the people that aren't watching season 2 or have considered dropping it because these first couple of episodes are very boring to the uncultured. First off, fuck you guys. You will never know true happiness. And you don't understand quality of life. Also, around halfway through the season, it's just gonna turn into a fucking dungeon raid, and you guys are gonna miss out. So, I would recommend catching up on Mushoku Tensei, because this season in particular would make a lot of people really happy. And then next season, damn, that's when shit really hits the fan.
Yeah, see, I think I'm kind of like getting through it, and I'm like a bit. I will say, like, as I started the episode, I was a bit kind of like, I'm getting a bit bored of this slice of life in my fantasy anime. But
I fucking vibe with it, man. I love it so much.
I like it, but I think the thing is now is it's like I'm sat there like with 14 episodes in, and I just feel like it feels like it's been forever since we went on an adventure.
I will say, part 1 is very boring. It's very boring. I understand that. Sometimes you don't really need to watch all of part 1, but you kind of need to watch part 1. Season 2 is gonna get for real, guaranteed.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
do you know? I don't know how much you do know, but do you know why they're going dungeoning?
I'd assume for Rudy's mother at some point, but
yeah. So
I know that's mentioned.
Like very, very mild spoilers that are spoiled in the opening, by the way. Basically Rudy gets like a SMS from Roxy, saying like, we found your mum, can you please help? And then he gets there and finds his mum and Roxy, but I won't say anything more than that.
Yeah, I mean, like, we already know that he's got to at some point go off, because like he makes the point with, is it the man god, where he's like, yeah, well, where's my mother? He's like, oh, she's just in some dungeons. Nothing to worry about. She's living.
She's in a dungeon, but I won't tell you where.
It's like she's living her good life. She's fine. Don't worry about her. Go to school. Like, at least you knew it was coming.
Bro literally just gaslight him.
My hero. But like, it is one of those where I'm like, that's why I'm still watching. So I'm like, well, I know at some point we're going dungeon crawling. We're gonna see more adventures, and like, I'm willing to sit through good story where we build these characters up and give them some actual like personality. Because I'm well aware it'll make that dungeon crawl much better.
You got those 3 girls. You got Sylphie, Roxy, Eris. Didn't you say you like Roxy more?
With all the characters.
Or was it Eris?
I like Roxy. I am a big big Roxalite here. Like, you know, I'll
I'll
join the church.
It. I know it.
No, I think if you had to say, like, as love interest character wise, like with Rudy, it's Sylphie. Like, when I like Sylphie more than I do than I do Eris. But like,
yeah,
I do miss the character of Eris. Like, I do find myself missing that character, and I know that they've essentially used the Beast Folk kids to try and almost be a bit like an Eris. Like, they essentially, when they removed Eris, they just kind of split a personality amongst a couple different characters. That's more or less what it is anyway, because it's like, you look and it's like you've got Xanabar and the two Beast Girls, and it's like they're essentially like a culmination of Eris.
What I will say, I won't say too much because I don't want to like knowledge on all of you. Eris is gonna come back.
I mean, I'd hope so, because it would have been a real waste of a character.
No, she is. Like, season 3, we'll see her again.
I'm assuming that at some point we're gonna get like a Rudius harem where he's just married to 5 different women.
No.
Don't lie to me. Don't fucking lie to me.
I don't want to spoil it.
Well, to be honest, I don't think it's something you can spoil when literally the first woman he's married is the same woman who once quoted, well, he can have as many women as he wants and he can have as many babies with me as he wants. Like, this woman's a fucking pushover. That's a harem maker if I've ever seen one. All right? If Sylphie had a
I don't want to
backbone...
No, I don't want to spoil it for you. I don't want to spoil it for the listeners.
But like, nah, it is... It's going to be a Rudy harem. We know it.
Yeah.
All anime ends in harem.
Yeah.
There's no avoiding this. This is anime. If there's not 5 women fawning over one guy, then there's 5 guys fawning over one woman. It's the only way. It's just like, I am looking forward to the rest of this season. I think it is going to be good. I think it just feels a bit slow at the moment.
Yeah, I think it's building.
But
it's building up. It's elevating. It's slowly escalating the conflict. Like, it's starting off smooth sailing, and then he's gonna get that fucking dial up text message from Roxy going like, yeah, hey, how you been? Need your help, please come. And then shit is just gonna go, and it's gonna be it's gonna be awesome. It's gonna be awesome.
Yeah.
I haven't visually seen what happens, but I know what happens. Like, because it's a light novel. Like, it's still getting illustrated in a manga. Yeah. So it would really be good to have a visual inkling of what happens, because it's going to be a very entertaining final bit of the season.
Yeah, I mean, I'm hyped for it. I think it's going to be good. I'm kind of like,
dude,
I still want to see
I've been hyped ever since I fucking finished reading it. Well, not finished, but like, I say finished, but I'm like 40 chapters away from finishing.
I mean, that's nigh finished with that fucking thing, isn't it?
Yeah, 40 chapters. That's like half of Chainsaw Man.
Yeah, exactly.
It's actually less than that. Anyway, what else have you been watching?
Oh God, what else have I actually watched this week? Oh,
I know you didn't watch Slime.
Yeah, I will get around to watching it probably this week.
I'm gonna be for real. You're not missing out on much.
Oh, that's right.
Like, nothing's happened.
Oh, it's right then. So I can give it a couple more episodes before I feel like I need to hop in and keep on with it.
Yeah, you
can
wait another 4 days.
Oh, that's all right then. To be fair, I watched the last 2 episodes because I essentially finished off a load of last season stuff that I just kind of didn't have the time to get round to. So it's like I watched the last 2 episodes of Banished from the Heroes Party, and now I live comfortably on a fucking dungeon floor or whatever the fuck it's called. That was...
You watched all of that?
Oh yeah, I watched all that. I'm a weeb, my friend. I am a dedicated man to this job, alright? Like, the people need to know.
This job, alright.
Mid. It was
fucking boring, man.
Oh,
the moment that they peel away from the main character in season 1, I'm just like, why would you do this? Why would you make the main focus of season 2 his Kundere sister that has zero emotion? Like,
because
what was the point of that?
Lolicon.
What?
Because she's practically. How much have you watched of it?
I watched like the first episode.
So like, there is a point where she literally makes comment about trying to seduce him.
Yeah, but that's not just like the sister complex thing.
Yeah, but it's one of those where it wasn't terrible for the most part. I think I enjoyed the show. I like a
season 1's better.
Yeah, season 1 was leaps and bounds better for the most part.
Yeah.
There are some cool bits in season 2 that like I did enjoy. There are some nice bits of story in there, but it didn't end very well. This
is not the season 2 that I wanted.
Yeah,
like,
I think
at all.
Honestly,
I just wanted Red and his fucking hot GF to just have a better life. Like, have like an extended epilogue. All right. I don't mind that the sister's there and can seduce him. I don't give a fuck. I just want the main focus to be on him. Because who the fuck? What franchise switches characters?
I mean, to be fair, the worst
main
part
characters
is
it
essentially switches main characters again, almost, or at least feels like it, because it starts to focus on this the new hero Van, and like a lot of his story all of a sudden. Guy. And you're like,
I don't give a fuck.
I do sit there like, no, I'm here for the story of the guy I watched in season 1. Like, throw these fuckers in left, right, and center if you want, but what the fuck's going on with Red right now? Where is he? I haven't seen him for 3 days.
I don't care that you add more characters in, alright? That's just how you create a second season. I just want it to be the same main character.
Yeah, no, it does feel like he becomes a bit of a side character in his own show.
I know, it's so fucking weird.
So you gotta hope if they do make a third season,
this must have been what Dragon Ball fans felt like when Goku died in like the Cell Saga and had Gohan just fucking around with Gohan when he goes to school, and then the tournament arc happens, and then Goku comes out of nowhere and he goes like, "Hey, it's me, Goku," and that's just like you with seeing Red in this show.
Honestly, I think if they make a new season and like we all of a sudden get a random thing where like Red just becomes the main character again, it will give me the same feelings as like watching that.
It's gonna be the exact same.
Stop
You're
this
watching
shit,
Super
please.
at that point.
And then all of a sudden it's like, hey, it's me, Red, and I'll be like, oh my god, Red! We've missed you, buddy.
God, it's my bro. What up, fam? Haven't seen you in a hot minute.
It's been a fucking long time. But like, again, I think the second season was good, but like the last couple shows, just like episodes, just kind of felt like it teetered off of being what I was watching originally. Like it felt like I had honestly, the second season felt like picking up a completely different show, just set in the same universe.
That's what I thought too when I watched the first episode. I was just going like, is this the same show? Like, yeah, it's eh.
It is a bit. Like I did enjoy
it. Yeah.
But it could have been so much better.
Yeah. Speaking of could have been better, Misfit of Demon King Academy 2 Core 2. I know you probably haven't watched this.
No, I don't think
so. I'm gonna briefly gloss over this. I watched like 8 episodes of the first core, and then they just stopped production. There was like a solid 4 months when they didn't release any new episodes, and then one day they just randomly released the remaining 4. And I'm like, fuck you guys.
So you kind of got Zom 100 is what I'm hearing.
Yep. It was like the same period where like all these shows just stopped production because they were having issues. And I'm like, well, if the show isn't finished than finish the show and then release it. Alright? Like, don't fucking mess with my emotions. Anyway, I didn't watch those 4 episodes. So I completely blanked out on that, so I just went straight into Core 2 without watching the last 4 episodes of the previous season.
Do you feel like you needed to watch them?
Kind of, because actually no, I think they introduced a new character because it looks different.
I mean,
yeah, maybe not. Well, it did. I mean, it's like those shows that like reset to the status quo. I think the cliff notes of what happened. He did actually become Demon King, but he's not allowed to go to school anymore. So he's actually morphing into a child, and now he can go to school, I guess.
Fucking what the fuck? I think I watched
it's such a roundabout way of going at it. Like, why can't you just be the king but go to school anyway?
Because you can't be king in a school. It'd be bad.
Yes, you can.
What would the people think?
They'll think, "Oh my god, it's him,
King Kun." I did watch something that I know you won't have watched as well, by the way. Like this week.
Won't have watched.
I watched My Hero Memories, or the My Hero Academia Memories, because I can't not. I can't fucking not, alright?
Why?
I just can't not. Alright, like,
Why do you need to catch up on the past 6 seasons? I haven't even watched all 6 seasons, and I could tell you what happened.
Here's part of the reason I do this, alright? Like, it's not for the catch up. I think it's just for the emptiness I feel not having My Hero yet. So it's like I just keep going back to this like a crack addict. But I will say it's weird. The first episode of Memories was honestly just pure recap of everything that had ever happened in the show.
What would you expect?
No, but then like the second episode randomly just throws in like 10 seconds worth of never before seen scenes for the character building of like All Might. Like you essentially see Nanahoshi's last fight in this, where like All Might's just thinking about his life, and like he's then thinking about like when he got his powers, like training with her, like Nanahoshi and all that kind of stuff, and like the whole when she kind of sends him flying away, it's like the whole like she sends him flying away and he's just there like no, not now. She's like no, you have to go on and live for me, like this is it, I'll take on this big whatever the fuck demonic looking bastard that thing is in the background that's supposedly meant to be like one for all, or all for one. And it's like I watched that and was like, yeah, so I watched this 23-minute thing and it gave me about 30 seconds worth of new content to 24 minutes worth of the same content. But fuck it, I'll probably still watch next week's.
Oh my god.
What if I get like a full 20 minutes worth of shit before the new show comes out? Because they just keep feeding us little lore nuggets. Like, you know, I've got to be on my toes.
You could just wait normally, like a normal person.
Yeah, but dude, it's like another month.
It's 18 days.
That's so long.
No, it's not.
Actually, yeah, you're right. It's under 3 weeks. I really have no excuse anymore. But
you've almost got 2 weeks.
It's just 2 weeks too many. I need it now.
No.
I need Izuku punching people in faces. All right, like, god damn it. But it's I don't know why I keep watching it, and I honestly, part of me I feel like is subconsciously watching it just to keep you a little disappointed in me. Like, so you can't expect better from me because I will. So
you're not doing this for yourself. You're doing it for me. You're doing this to spite me.
Yeah, almost. Kind of like that 20-second Data Live clip that I posted that's just like your favorite new show of 2024. Dude,
I saw that and I'm going like, what the fuck? Why would you post?
Spite. I thought it was funny. I kept listening to that 20 seconds overnight with, I was just going to title that his favorite show of 2024 and...
Speaking of Data Live, I watched the first episode.
It's your favorite
and
show.
I have no idea what's going on. I do not remember a single thing that happened in season 4. I'm very confused, and yeah,
like a lost puppy, are you? Just like I don't know where I've walked into.
And somehow magically, it's it's rated higher than Kaiju number 8.
I have got that on my
it's
list.
actually rated quite high. It's rated an 8, which is pretty alright.
I mean, to be fair, what's this one rated? Just so I can see a comparative. Oh, fucking yeah, no, that's bad. Ooh, that's bad.
When it's banned.
Do you know the show Astetica of a Rogue Hero?
Did that come out this season?
No, God, no. This is a 12-year-old anime.
What the fuck?
Yeah.
Why you just randomly talk about shows from like the Stone Age?
I think like my rough teenhood, yeah. I honestly, I think part of the reason that shows like it's because Crunchyroll just has a good habit of saying, "Hey, you should try this."
No,
So
you're just the fucking target audience.
I am the target audience for anything that could be pushed anime-wise.
What's the show called?
It is like Aesthetica of a Rogue Hero. Summer of 2012. It is an ecchi fantasy isekai school superpower harem action anime.
So shit.
It is honestly not an awful show. I think I gave it like a 5 though, or a 6, because I was like, it is real. Like it is a real average. Yeah, no,
I've seen this. I've seen who the fuck has rated.
Yeah, no, the fact it's a 6.72 is fucking nuts, right?
Why is this a 4.4 out of 5 on Crunchyroll?
Because people, dude, on my anime list, people give it a fucking 7.
Bro.
I can't even do that. I sat through the whole thing. It has tits and ass, and I still can't give it a fucking 6 that easily. I'm like, unless the final episode that I haven't watched of it is so incredible that, like...
It's not.
Yeah, no, like, I just started watching it randomly because it was like, you might like this. And I went, fuck it. I'll give it a go.
I've seen this. Dude, the recommends for this show, I've seen all the recommends. The Chivalry of a Failed Knight, Masters of Ragnarok, Isekai Cheat Magician. I've seen fucking all of these.
Oh, mate. Honestly, the thing is like, the show itself kind of has some, like, funny moments. And, like,
Is it funny haha or funny horny?
It's funny horny, for sure.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Like, it's a funny... I don't think there are many funny haha moments that occur. Like, the main character keeps nicking panties by, like... I assume he's got magical panty nicking powers, honestly, at the way he does it. Because there ain't no fucking way he's stripping girls constantly all the time and shit like that. But
2012 or a different time.
Yeah, no, mate. Like, I didn't even really pay attention to the fact it's apparently like for mature audiences. So I like literally looked at my screen and all of a sudden there's like full on just tits drawn on there, and I was like, oh, I'm watching ecchi. I was like,
it's
I'm
like
not
that
just
fucking
watching
American
anime.
Dad meme where it says like anime hentai, and it's just on the line goes like, come on.
That's what I mean. I was like, oh, I didn't realize I'm watching a hentai this week. Like,
I don't know. There's certain shows like these where it can be quite humorous. I think this show does like the bare bones, going like, haha, like she's naked. Wow, funny, haha. Then you get like High School DxD, where it's like peak humor and just fucking hilarious. And it's like unironically the funniest show I've ever watched, but also horny.
You're saying High School DxD is the funniest horny show you've ever watched, essentially.
Yep.
I'm sorry. Have you not seen High School of the Dead?
No. That show's not that horny.
I mean, I don't know. When you watch Bullets Curved Tits, it feels pretty horny to me.
No, that's just cool.
I mean, dude, there's
Am
a
I
lot
wrong?
of it is a very cool scene. Still one of my favorite. I do use that for anyone who's not like into anime. I will use that scene. It's my like introduction.
What?
I think it's funny as fuck. But I'm like,
Use that
let me just
scene
show
out
you
of
what like
everything.
anime, because that's what anime. I'm like, let me show you what anime does, and I open up that scene, and people are like, what the fuck do you watch? And I'm like, oh no, this is just one of my favorite scenes because it's funny as fuck. But look at the way those titties move around a bullet. Art.
It's one word for it.
Oh, mate, no, I, honestly, it's like it's one of my favorite shows. Like, someone randomly told me to watch it back in like 2014 or something. So I watched it and I was like, oh shit, this is funny. I think I've rewatched it 15 times.
I don't know, I just never get the time to.
Oh, mate.
Because I feel like with those like old shows, you really need like a day to like watch it all, because you can't really watch it like episodically anymore. Because it's a different time.
Yeah, and to be honest, I have realized with a lot of them, like, if you can watch like a single show from start to finish, like especially the older ones, like if you can sit down and kind of consume that in a day, or if you're watching like a longer one, like a couple days, like it makes the show so much better.
Yeah.
Whereas, like,
could you
try and do
imagine
episodic,
watching
it's fucking-
Aesthetica weekly?
I wouldn't be able to watch that show weekly. I would have dropped that after like episode 3.
And sometimes I feel like I don't give a lot of shows a good judge of character when I watch them, because I'm watching them weekly when they could be so much more entertaining if it just came out all at the same time. Because there's a lot of shows that I want to watch but haven't started because I feel like I'm gonna get bored and then not watch the rest of it. Like
yeah.
Dungeon Mushi as well. Like, I've wanted to watch that, but I kind of want to just wait for it to finish and then watch it all.
The whole fucking thing.
Yeah, and then there's A Condition Called Love. That looks like a really good rom-com, actually. But also it kind of seems like a show where I would watch it and then just forget about it.
To be fair, there are some shows that I've watched and I feel like I will just completely forget about you at some point, and it's like what is its name? Fuck, it's an isekai, like the fucking
Of course it is.
priestess's powers is like omnipotent or something like that, or omnipotent, or I can't honestly remember the name of it now.
I know what show you're talking about.
Yeah, and it's like I've watched it, but it's kind of like it's just I enjoyed it when it was coming out, but now it's just fallen to the back of my mind. Like it was there.
Yeah.
It did its
Yeah,
job
I
for the weeks
feel
needed it.
a little bit bad for a lot of shows that have like gone through all the production and like have been waiting for it to release and then not have anyone watch it, because it's like all like smothered by all the popular shows.
Yeah. How do you think Blue Exorcist probably fucking felt? Look at its viewership numbers. It was awful. And it was such a
but then
good
people
show.
watched it and then they enjoyed it.
Yeah, but not enough people watched it. I think, like, honestly, I'm sure half the community probably still doesn't even realize it has a third season. I promise you, in a year's time, there'll be people logging into Crunchyroll going with, wait, fuck, there's a third season of Blue Exorcist? I thought they cancelled that back in 2012. Because I did too, buddy. I did too. I assumed it was over. But then they were like, no, don't worry, we're going to make a 2-core. And you're like, the fuck do you mean you're going to make a 2-core? You've been gone for 10 years.
Bruh.
Oh, mate, it hurt. It hurts.
Yeah, but like, imagine you making a show. All right, you go through all the hardships of production. You know, you get some bad moments here and there, but then you finally make it. All right. You're scheduled to release in fall of 2024, and you're like, you know what? That's fine. That's a good year. You know, you've got a little bit of competition. You have fucking Zero. First off, you get Alpharetta season 3. You get Dan Marchi season 5. That's a whole nother topic. And then you have SAO Alternative Gun Gale Online 2. And then Dan to Dan. Holy fuck. Can't believe that where it got adapted. And then you get Dragon Ball Diamond. your show will just never get picked up by anyone because there's a lot of good shows down the bottom, like good hidden gems that just no one talks about. And you're just not gonna get noticed for another 3 years. Because that's basically just like what happened with Bocchi. Bocchi, no one knew about Bocchi, and then people started watching and go like, you know what, this shit kind of fire. This fucking looks sick.
Like
and then more people start watching
movie thing coming up.
I think so, at some point.
I was gonna say because
but
of
it's just
fact
getting
it's
more
popular now. Like,
yeah, it just got more and more traction, and it fucking won a Crunchyroll award. Like,
damn right, it fucking did. It's such a good show.
It's so good. But that's what I mean. Like, that's a special case where it just gets recognized and now is basically a household name. Whereas some of these shows are just never like gonna be able to break that barrier. Like, there was a show that I talked about the other day where it had a really weird name called Jellyfish Can't Swim in the Night. And it's just like an idol show, and it actually looks really interesting, but I'm never gonna watch it. Like straight up, I'm never gonna watch it.
See, I'm a little distracted because I was like, I've forgotten about the Bocchi movie now, and I'm just trying to see, because like part of me was like, I feel like they're doing 2 movies in the summer or something stupid like that is the thing.
I don't know.
Yeah. For some reason 2 movies. The first one will be the 7th of June, the second one will then be like the 9th of August. So I'm assuming the first movie is just going to be Bocchi summarized in a movie format. And then the second one will be where Bocchi get good and we maybe go to Boudica and shit like that. Though I will ask, have you ever watched K-On?
Yes.
So of the two, which one...
Would you like to know my origin story?
Go on.
K-On was my first anime.
K-On was your first anime?
Yeah.
I mean...
Fucking... It was like on... I mean, it wasn't... I mean, it was on like my like TV, and it was just something to watch after school. But it was like at the period, like it's after dinner, your parents are fucking going to do their own shit, and then you go like, oh, I've got the TV on myself, and then you start watching anime on like the TV program where anime is usually broadcasted. And it was just there. I'm like, oh, this is pretty cool. I think it was the first anime that I watched that got me back into anime. The first anime that I ever watched was, I think, a vampire show that like was on like at 9 o'clock at night, and I definitely was not meant to watch it. But it was a show that got me back into like wanting to watch more anime.
So I was going to ask, though, out of the two then, like, which one did you think? Like, obviously K-On's older, but do you think K-On's better or worse than Bocchi?
I can't compare them, to be honest. I think there's aspects that you can compare. Like, just like you got 4 girls wanting to start a band, and then they do really well and they're really good and stuff. I just feel like you get a little bit more interpersonal with Bocchi, because a lot of the funny moments within that show are just moments that you've had in real life.
Yeah.
And you're just like, for some ungodly reason of how the studio was able to incorporate how I feel in society into animation through a show, and I'm just like, how did you do that? How have you done this? Whereas K-On, it was just kind of like a ride that I was just always on, and didn't really. So sometimes I felt like getting off, but you know, it's still good. I do prefer Bocchi a lot more though.
See, I think Bocchi has some better moments, but overall, I'm still like quite big on K-On. I think part of it is just we've had more K-On. There's like 3 seasons of it, so
true.
I've watched a lot of K-On! I have seen this band flourish into something and like whatnot, which makes it good. And like I think Bocchi is good. I want to see more Bocchi. I don't think I've sat there and been like, you know what, I really want to see more of K-On! But like again, we have
like I've never wanted to go back and watch K-On!
Oh, I think
like,
I've rewatched.
I'm never
I've
gonna
rewatched it. I've rewatched it like twice before or something. Like, I think
I'm never gonna be like of my own free will rewatch K-On! Like if it's on TV, I'll be like, oh, cool.
See, I think for me, like before Bocchi, K-On! Was kind of like one of my go-to. Like if I wanted a bit of a music anime, I'd go K-On! I liked K-On! It made me feel good. It's got like good little beats. I like the characters. Like I think like it was my go-to. But like since Bocchi, part of me is like I think I'd rewatch Bocchi over K-On! But again, it's probably because I have already rewatched K-On! Like 3 fucking times. So like I do know K-On! Quite well. I know the story. I mean, for me, the teacher in K-On!
Wait, K-On! Has a story?
Yeah, it does. It does. It's not just about pissing about and drinking tea in the music room, alright? Sometimes they play music.
It's not what I thought.
It's not what anyone thought, honestly, about that show, but like, when it does decide to do some story stuff, like, K-On! Was always very good. Like, I enjoyed it, but like, it is, I think, for that reason, still like my favourite of the 2 big rocker kind of animes. But
yeah,
I do think, like, give Bocchi a bit of time. If Bocchi gets, like, another season and shit, which, I mean, like, if they're doing 2 movies, I get the feeling we'll be told there's, like, a Bocchi 2, season 2 coming out this summer or something.
Bocchi 2.
Bocchi 2. Boudica or bust.
Sounds like the fucking second coming or something.
It is. It's the second
Bocchi
coming of
2.
It's the second coming of Bocchi, son. The fucking greatest music.
All right, let's wrap this up. What are we doing next week?
Aside from, I will actually sit down and watch Slime, and probably still verbally abuse One Piece for being too long.
Fuck off.
I think next week wise it is just more of the same episodes for the most part. Honestly, part of me is like, do I just start a series called the Crunchyroll Recommendations where once a week I just watch a whole show that Crunchyroll has recommended?
I kind of fuck with that. Like, you just get like a random recommendation, watch through it, see if I've watched it, whether or not. And then you just talk about it.
Might just do like a little like sideshow for this.
To be fair, there's like a 70% chance that I have watched it. I've watched a lot of fucking shit when it came out like between 2012 and 2016.
So this is the thing, I'm like, I've been watching anime for fucking like 13, 14 years straight now, like barely watch anything else. What the fuck was I doing when some of this shit was coming out? Like, to be honest, I was probably watching 2006 anime, like Dragon Ball Z and shit, because, you know.
You're probably rewatching that.
Yeah, I like to lag a bit behind the times, give everything some time to actually appear, you know? Like, I'm well aware, if I start watching it 10 years late, Season 3 might actually be out for most of these shows. This is a fucking thinking game, this.
See, it's all planned out.
I've been doing this for years. I think past that, though, there's not much, I think, coming out next week that I'm super hyped up for right now. Like, nothing that I can think of.
Yeah, there's a couple of shows that I do want to start. Like, Kaiju number 8 is something that I've been eyeing off of. Windbreaker, still need to watch. There's this voice actor radio show where, like, 2 girls who are complete opposites in school have to work together in a radio show, and I'm like, this could be interesting.
Kind of want to watch.
Yeah, kind of want to put on my watch now, forget about it later.
When does that new Mapper show come out about being a Mapper employee?
Oh, that one?
Yeah.
Let me find it.
To be fair, here's the question. Has it started yet? I don't think it started airing yet, has it? Oh, it has.
Is it this season?
Oi, Tonbo. No. Is it summer, maybe? I thought it was this season.
I need it. Hold on, give me 2 secs while I go find a fucking Mapper show.
I thought it was coming out this season. Maybe it's not. Oh, shit. I need to start the Duke and his Death Maid so fucking much now, because actually coming out. I have also decided I might start because I think it's just released its first episode, so I might give a go to what's it called, Chilling in Another World with like level 2 super cheats.
What? Why?
I just you know, why not? It's coming out. It's by JC. Might be good. But you gotta have some hope. It could be good.
I literally cannot see it.
It must be next season or something then.
But I can't find like season. Anywhere.
Oh, maybe they've realized the problem with making a show about being a mapper.
Yeah, they've cancelled it.
They were like, actually, we've realized this isn't gonna work.
We fucked up.
I really want to know what the fuck's happened.
Dude, I legitimately cannot.
Why can't I find it?
I can't find it.
Oh my god, I need to find this fucking show. Oh my god, where is it? I don't even know the name of it anymore. It was on me fucking. It's on my list somewhere, I swear down, but I can't even see it in there. Next season? I'm so confused. When's it coming out? When do I get to witness what it's like to work for Mappa? Or what Mappa believe it's like to work for Mappa? Because it's sure as shit not what the rest of the world thinks it's like to work for fucking Mappa.
Wait, I found the Instagram. New anime by Mappa about animator's life announced. Oh wait. Zenushu.
What is the issue?
I have... Oh, it's right fucking in front of me. God. It's a TBA.
They still not actually said when it's coming out. What a bastard.
No.
I mean, this year I'm hoping for some good stuff. I think, is it still in spring or is that going to be next? Is that summer? They've got the new Blue Lock movie coming out as well, which I'm looking forward to. Can't wait for that.
That's soon.
Fucking Nuggy! I was going to say that's in the next 2 months or so, so like that'll be great when that finally drops.
Yeah.
But yeah. Past that though, I think this week, like, I have a load of shows that are on my list waiting for me to start. Like, I have Kaiju number 8 on there, and I'm like, I need to start watching it. I need to see what it's like. Like, it's coming out, so you got to have some faith that it's decent. But Crunchyroll is really good at distracting me with all the old stuff, being like, hey, just so you're aware, there's 12 episodes of this you might like. It's like, what is it? It's like, don't know, random shit. Click on it, watch all 12 episodes and come back to me. I'll give you more. I'm honestly like a bag of crack.
You go on a Crunchyroll and you just see like, hey, so you could be watching this, or you could be watching Black Bullet.
Yeah, no, it doesn't. I'm waiting for it to finally turn around and be like, hey, so we were thinking maybe you want to watch some Inuyasha. Like, I watched half of Inuyasha, never finished it, so it might just be like, hey, you wanna watch some Inuyasha? Go on. We know you want this 1986
you can
classic.
Do it. It won't take that long.
That'd be alright. I've only got like 50 episodes left to view of it.
Yeah.
How long do I have? Correction. I have 102 episodes of Inuyasha. I need to actually watch to finish it.
That might be a bit of a drag.
To be fair, I might also try and get the Shaman King watched this week if I can.
I watched a little bit of Shaman King. It was just so fucking long.
I watched the first like 38 episodes of it, and then it just fucking like stopped.
I remember talking about Shaman King, going like, it's 52 episodes long, so you get Shaman King for a whole year, and I'm like, how good is that? And then I literally just said just before, it's too long.
It is though, like, to be fair, it was a good show. I was enjoying it, and like, I thought it was really good, and then it's just like, I can't remember what had happened. Like, something had happened to stop me watching it. I think like maybe there weren't any new episodes on anything at the time or something like that. So I stopped and never got around to finishing it. And it's like, I do want to finish it because like it did have an interesting story, but like I do think about it sometimes. I'm like, but I get the feeling that if I try and finish it now, I'm gonna be giving it a 6, being like, this isn't actually as good as I remember it being. Like, I think I was enjoying it too much when it came out, maybe because of the lack of other good anime. Like, that was a big thing for it as well. Like, the thing is, it was competing at a time where there wasn't anything really for me that could beat it down more than, like, a bit of, I think, Attack on Titan.
Of course.
It was really kind of, it was releasing at a time where anime was in a bit of a quiet period almost for...
It was probably like the period before it got mainstream.
I was gonna say, what was it? Spring 2021. So yeah, literally, it would have been just about before all the real fucking hype started coming, because the greatest.
I don't know. That's probably when everything got really hyped up, because that's probably when like all the lockdown shit happened as well.
Yeah. Who knows what ruined it for me, but something fucking I put it on hold and never went back. Do you know what? I'm going to accept it.
Something
I don't
happened.
think I'm ever going to go. I'm never going to go back. It's dropped. It's dropped now. Fucking hell, man. Since I met you, my drop list has fucking like tripled in size.
What, to 3?
Yeah. I think that's literally... Yeah, it's 3. It's 3.
Wait, what's the other 2?
Well, you got to remember, Dragon Ball Z, or Dragon Ball Kai, sorry, is on there.
What's the other 2?
We now have Shaman King, and that fucking asshole Tsukamichi can suck my dick. Really don't. I just don't get why the second season was so sucky so quickly.
Anyway, I think we should end it off right there.
Yeah, before I kill myself.
before Hugo gets fucking... psychotic. If you guys want to catch more of this, make sure you head over to our Spotify as well and watch it there as well and follow it. Also subscribe to the YouTube, where you can see me try and use After Effects and fail. Also subscribe to that and leave a like and a comment and tell us what your favorite part of the podcast was, because Hugo will probably look at it and go like, oh, thanks guys.
I feel like they were fucking wrong. The best part's whenever I'm angry at Suka fucking Michi.
So the end. Yeah, so make sure you watch through all of it. But yeah, thank you guys for watching, and we'll talk to you guys later.